Arsene Wenger, Arsenal, and why I never really supported AFTV. I'm an Arsenal supporter. I'm not a content creator first, I'm not a pundit, and I'm not here to cause any outrage. I'm just someone who lived through the Arsene Wenger reign from the beginning to the very end. I supported him from the beginning to the very end. And today, I want to do two things. I want to pay a proper tribute to Arsene Wenger because with time and distance, it's become proper clear how much he gave this club. And I want to explain calmly and honestly why I never supported AFTV, even during the most frustrating, toxic, and divided period of Arsene Wenger's reign. This is not a rant, this is not about attacking others. It's about memory, context, and what supporting Arsenal really means to me. That's it. When Arsene Wenger arrived in '96, football was well behind the curve. It was a million miles behind. The training methods were mental. The diet was mental. Guys were eating crisps and drinking beers and all that. Yeah, the tactical thinking was it was well behind. And then Wenger didn't just modernise Arsenal. He modernised the whole English football, the whole Premier League. He modernised that. You know, he brought his intelligence, the discipline and respect for the football, man. It started to show that all the players were taking care of they were prolonging their careers. From the double in '98 to the early 2000s to the Invincibles, Wenger gave us identity. Like everyone knew who Arsenal was back then, man. That was a great period between '96 and 2004. Yeah, man, that was our decade. That was our 8-year period where we were amazing. Well, we got to the Champions League final 2006. So yeah, that was our decade, man. And then I think financial strengths played its part. And then came all the toxic and the divide and the chaos, man. You know, when Jose Mourinho is calling Arsene Wenger a success in failure and all that, I mean, I can't stand that, man. Because now who's a success in failure now, Jose? Huh? How many checks have you got for getting the sack? So you successfully got the sack, you got a lot of money for successfully getting sacked, and you want to diss Arsene Wenger. But you know what? I'm not here to diss no one, man. I've said my part. I weren't happy with Jose Mourinho, but he's not a gooner, so you know what? It's irrelevant. But when I see my gooners, my fellow gooners, yeah, that wasn't nice, man. That wasn't nice. You know, we can diss my man in private, but publicly, I'm not a fan of that, guys. Not a fan of that. Hey, this is the part that the stats can't explain. Watching Arsenal felt classy. The club carried itself with dignity, you know, like, oh man, the players were balling out, man, and the club just used class. You can't deny that. Even our rival supporters will tell you, man, that was some team, and they rated our players. Yeah, there was frustration at times, you know, of course there was, but there was also patience, perspective, and then trust. Because you had to trust Wenger. You couldn't help but trust Wenger, man. He brought so much success to us, and he did so much for the club and the community, the borough, everything, man. He did a lot for Arsenal and its community. Wenger wasn't just a manager; he was the custodian of the club's values. Let's keep it real. And for a long time, most supporters knew that, and they stood on that. Yeah, the decline came, and we could be honest about it. We can literally be there. We can talk about it. The later years weren't good enough. Yeah, simple. It just weren't good enough. The stadium moved, changed everything, man. Money became tight, and our rivals were just spending money like it was nothing, and we couldn't keep up with them. So from around 2008, after that, we couldn't compete with nobody, man. Financially, we were struggling, and then all of our players were just getting taken from us as well. But you know what? I'm glad they got taken from us because it showed us what kind of characters we had at that time. They weren't for us, man. I believe now we've got players that are for us, and now we're going to win some trophies. Thank you. Look, the latter stages, the frustration was understandable. The expectations was raised by Wenger himself. Let's keep that real, man. But over time, the frustration turned into anger and then into something darker, man. Like, the atmosphere around the club became toxic. Like, just some of the disrespect that was just being projected out into the public was not cool. The rise of AFTV and why I stepped away from that nonsense, man. I'm sorry. I like Robbie, man. He's a cool guy, man. But giving someone a platform to chat shit about our club, it don't sit well with me, man. You should have been shutting them down. It's like you got someone chatting shit about your friends and family, man. Like, Arsenal's our friends and family. They're part of the family. You know what I mean? Like, it just didn't sit well with me. So I wasn't a fan of AFTV, man, after seeing all that. But anyway, I see a post with you and you was saying to Wenger, oh, you got to come back if we win the league this year. We got to come. And Wenger's probably looking at you like, I ain't coming back to see you, man, with your show chatting rubbish about me. In my opinion, AFT didn't rise randomly. I'd say it grew during the most negative and divided part of Arsenal's modern history. And I want to be clear, I understand why people watch it. I understand why people related to it. Fans wanted a voice. But as an Arsenal supporter, it just never sat right with me, man. It just didn't sit right with me. I'm sorry. I just have to say that. Because anger became content, public meltdown became entertainment, and humiliation became monetized. And crucially, their most popular videos came from that period of time. And they're still their most popular videos, still to that time. If you check their most popular videos, it's gonna take you about 8-9 years to that, man. And that's not good memories, Robbie. Maybe take them videos down now. You know, your channel's built now. All that stuff about Wenger, all that stuff, he's got friends, he's got family had to see that, man. 22 years at Arsenal, whatever, however long it was, man. Seriously, I don't know. It don't sit right with me. So your most popular videos, it's still them bad mind videos. We back our team, win, lose or draw. That's what I say. And if you're gonna say anything bad about anyone, our friends and family, we say that in private. In public stuff, we'll save that for our rival supporters. Let's tell Chelsea Didier Drogba's whack. He's rubbish. You know, why are we gonna say? Why are we gonna talk about our players in publicly? Say that they're rubbish. I'm gonna say none of our players are rubbish. Yeah, privately, WhatsApp groups. I'll tell people what I really think about people. You know, if I'm not happy, but publicly, nah, man. You gotta back your team no matter what. You gotta back your people. You know what, man? Otherwise, they're not your people. Hey, I'm not saying you can't criticize anyone. Criticism is fair. Yeah, it's the tone, it's the language used and them things there, that's all. So yeah, couldn't support a platform that thrived on tearing a man down, because that's what it seemed at the time. I'm not saying that's the motive, but it just seemed like that. So yeah, so for me, I didn't watch it, man. So I get fed up when people say, oh, did you see that thing on AFTV? They know I'm a goon, I'm mental, I'm mad about football, but that one thing, yeah, nah, not for me, sorry, I didn't see it. Yeah, and let's get this straight, this ain't a moral lecture either. Definitely not, man. Do your thing, bro. This isn't about better or worse, it's about choice. I chose not to support something that fed on outrage, because that's not how I learned how to love football. Supporting a club to me was about loyalty, memory, and understanding where you come from, not just where you're falling short. What Wenger deserved, with time comes clarity. Wenger deserved more respect. He deserved a better ending. He deserved a calmer conversation about his legacy. He carried Arsenal through their most vulnerable financial period. He protected its identity and he presented the club with dignity. If that matters, that's why this channel exists. Not to shout, not to react, not to chase moments, just to talk about football, how I experienced it as an Arsenal supporter. With memory, with context, and with respect. And you don't have to agree with me, but if you remember football a little bit differently, calmly and thoughtfully, you're in the right place. No noise, just football.
Yo, do you know what? I just seen a post that I really liked. Stick you there a minute. I saw a post. I was scrolling on the FYP and I saw a post come up. I liked it because it was Arsenal. The minute I saw it as Arsenal Fan TV, I took that fucking like back.